Yep.
He says he's too old. He's 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't slow down, he's going to have a heart attack, man.
Well, he's got dementia, dude.
And as you read about, boy, I don't know about this deal with Saudi Arabia, doing the nuclear deal with them.
Yep.
But Trump has predicated that on joining the Abraham Accords. I'm going to tell folks to be watching out in early August for the Perseid meteor showers. Supposed to be really spectacular this year, they say.
Okay, we are live.
Hello, folks. Give me a thumbs up. You can hear me.
On YouTube and Rumble.
I'm just on Rumble right now. Let me open up a window here for YouTube. Welcome, welcome, folks. Hi, Taxi, George, Matt Phillips. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, folks. Hi,
You
Taxi.
got
Oh, I
backflow.
got feedback. Yep, I always do. I got to hear it before I shut it down. There we go. Hey, Gay Ladesh, thank you. You got a notification. That's rare, but I'm glad you did.
We've been getting notifications over here on the new channel.
Oh, good. Hey, folks, any of you guys, if you are space weather enthusiasts, there is a beautiful short video of what a CME looks like coming off the sun. I'll paste a link to the Space Weather Prediction Center. And if you guys go to the right hand panel where it says GOES, LASCO 2, and LASCO C3, if you go to LASCO C3 and click the um, play button, it's one of the most spectacular CMEs I've seen in a long time. It's not Earth directed completely, but it's really pretty. So I'll paste a link for you guys in both Rumble and in YouTube.
So, folks, if you have not got your coffee club membership moved over for Discord, if you are in Discord, you must be moving your membership to Coffee Club. If you would like to become a member and help support what we're doing now, because Coffee Club is the only thing that's keeping us going because of what YouTube has done to us. Click that link that is pinned in chat and go over and sign up. You can join Discord and all of the other perks for $5 a month at minimum. But if you would like, we would greatly appreciate it if you would do it higher tier. We're having big issues because of what this platform over here on Yubu has done to us for absolutely no reason whatsoever. No. We are waiting on a big attack on Iran. Trump says that everything has been put into place. Trump says that he's close to a decision on a massive attack on Iran. Details include that we are all set for it regarding the attack, which he has been hitting at for weeks. Trump says this attack will be bigger than ever before. We'll have to see. I'll believe that when it happens. But he also says that Israel would join in 2 minutes if I ask them to, but added, we don't need anybody. Did he not just throw a big tantrum not long ago when NATO allies wouldn't join
Yeah, he did.
and been threatened sanctions and he put tariffs on them and yeah, just yeah. And also it looks like Trump may have just admitted that Iran's nuclear plan was for non-military use. The civil nuclear deal, there will be no enrichment of material being made between the U.S. And he's talking about Saudi Arabia here too.
Yeah, I was
Between the
going to
U.S.
say.
Department of Energy and Saudi Arabia, which pertains to only non-military use, such as the ones that Iran and the UAE and others already have.
He has just signed a deal
Interesting.
with Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
on nuclear
Mm-hmm.
enrichment and development.
I'm sending
But
this to you here.
he's linked that deal with Saudi Arabia and their nuclear enrichment program. He's linked it to them joining the Abraham Accords.
Yeah.
I
Read
don't
what I
know.
just sent you there and see if you think that what I'm thinking. See if you get the same um, concept there. But
Reading
he
it now.
just said that um, there will be no enrichment material being made between the U.S. Department of Energy and Saudi Arabia, which pertains to the only to non-military use, such as the ones that Iran already have.
That was kind of a boo boo the way he
You
said that.
you reckon?
Yeah, sounds like it. I'm sure the left is going to jump all over that.
Mm-hmm. Needs to pick his words a little closer and proofread stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I think he made a boo boo there.
Mm-hmm.
We've all said for a long time that he needs to stay off his Twitter account.
Yeah. Enough is enough, folks.
Hey, Ducks, are you in the house?
A security discussion will take place at 12 p.m. tomorrow, Israel time, chaired by Prime Minister Bibi. This comes right after Trump said he's very close to a decision on the biggest attack yet on Iran.
Hey, howdy, Christy Martin. Good to see you.
Trump says that we're in the golden age. This is the greatest we'll ever be. Nah, somehow I don't believe that.
U.S. forces are still surging in the Middle East. Influx of troops and medics and weaponry follows the death of 3 American soldiers in Iranian attack in Jordan. U.S. is surging forces, medics, weaponry to Middle East, and also special operations forces are being deployed,
Mm-hmm.
and several more squadrons of fighter jets.
Also,
So
folks,
I think
if
it's
you
pretty clear that something big is getting ready to go
if
very
you
soon.
look here on the screen in the bottom left, bottom right, I meant. Look at all of the C-17s. How many did we count a minute ago, Charlie?
I think, was it 25, 7,
No,
something like that?
it was like nine or something. One, two,
Oh,
three,
it was more
four,
than that.
five, six, seven, eight, nine. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you counted more than that a few minutes ago.
no, nine C-17s in the air right now, coming to and from the Middle East.
Yeah, it's been going on since what, February?
Yeah.
So there's got to, I mean, there's more stuff over there now than we had in the Gulf Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And all of it is big fat targets for Iranian missiles. And the rumor is that
Well,
Iran is keeping its good stuff, its really mainline,
well, they've started
first
using it.
line missiles, they're keeping them in reserve.
Well, they've started using them
Have they
now.
started using
Yeah,
them now?
yeah,
And they're hypersonics as
yeah.
well.
They're maneuvering as they come back in to
Those are very tough to
orbit.
take out, to defend against.
Yep, because they maneuver as they're coming back down.
Hmm. Isn't that
Russia,
crazy?
it has
Going
now been.
hypersonic, they can still maneuver?
Mm-hmm. It has now been proven that Russia is providing satellite imagery and drone components to hit American troops in the Middle East.
Yep, I just had a story on that
I'll go
I was
ahead
going to
and
read out.
do that since we're
Oh,
into
let me
that.
see if I can find it. You go ahead.
Oh, folks, crude oil. The Merban crude oil has hit $114 a barrel. It's went from 92 to 114, up 30% today. And I saw a minute ago a post. I'm going to look here at the stock markets at to where oil was over $100. But it's eased back off of it now. It's at 92.
Yeah, I
Brent
saw
is
that.
over 100. Wholesale gas is up 6 cents a gallon today.
I think it's going to get higher.
Oh, but we're just seeing the start of it. Markets are finally seeing what we have been telling you folks, that there's not enough oil left.
What's the prices that I remember reading that would cause global economic meltdowns is like about 150 dollars a barrel.
Mm-hmm. And match that with bond markets, what they're doing now. The bond market, folks, around the world is imploding on themselves.
Hmm.
And put
Here's
that
that
with
story.
$150 oil. There is some oil CEOs, I think. Yeah, it's all CEOs saying that we could see $300 a barrel.
Oh my gosh. Man, that would just about destroy the global economy.
Yep, it would destroy it.
Here's that story. Russia might have assisted Iranians in attacking CIA sites in the Gulf states. The Kremlin on Thursday refused to comment on a report about possible Russian involvement in Iranian drone attacks on CIA facilities all across the Persian Gulf. Four people familiar with the UN intelligence told Reuters earlier that analysts have not reached any firm conclusion yet. However, they said that investigations are closely studying the signs that Russia is aiding Iran, giving them intelligence on our CIA stations. And that's where they're targeting.
Yep. And the House votes to direct President Trump to end the Iran war. Folks, it's done started. You can't just end it. The saying, oh, we're sorry, we're going to end this. It just doesn't work like that.
Oh yeah,
Iran's not going to stop.
I have a little quote about that I found. Hang on a second.
And also,
Um,
Iran is threatening the UK for allowing U.S. military to use British bases for strikes on Iran.
yeah, when you said it can't just be ended, there was a quote from Napoleon I saw about that. Hang on a second, let me find that.
And also, Trump says we don't have money for health care. We have to fight foreign wars. I'm going to mute
Here
this
it is. I
live
found it.
cams.
Um, Napoleon was famous for saying that if you start to take Vienna, you have to take Vienna, he said. He's quoted as saying.
Mm-hmm. You got audio coming in.
Yeah, it's on. Well, I started
Yeah,
a
you need to.
rumble, so hang on, I'll get it.
It's still coming in. I'm gonna have to mute you there, Bob.
There you go. I got it. I thought it did. Okay, what's going on?
I've done got you muted on the stream. Folks, we've had 10 medevac flights in 22 days, including 2 back to Walker Reed out of the Middle East. It's a lot of medevac flights in 23 days, folks. 10, including 2 back to Walker Reed. $900 billion has been wiped out from U.S. stocks.
Can you hear me, dear Max?
Yeah.
All right. And it looks like triple Trump voters, those folks who have voted 3 times now for President Trump, are beginning to turn on him. And the red flags are flying all across MAGA about this. There is a approval rating report that's come out. Let's see, a total of 30% Americans say they approve of Trump, how he's handling his job, and 67% say they disapprove. In July of 2018, 37% approved of the way Trump was handling his job, and 57% disapproved. When it comes to Trump's handling of the economy, 28% of Americans approve and 70% disapprove. In June of this year, 26 approved and 70% disapproved. So those are pretty paltry numbers.
Mm-hmm. I'm sharing this out through Coffee Club
It's
and
it's
everything.
gotten so bad that even Bill O'Reilly, the famous conservative news commentator from Fox, who's now retired, he is now suggesting and he's urging Trump to take a month off. He says because of his age, he needs a breather. Kind of insinuated that he might have a heart attack if he doesn't slow down. He's 80 years old right now.
Well, folks, I've got an issue. Because of the ban on YouTube, I can no longer verify it's you when Google asks me to verify me. So now I am locked out of my Google account.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Nope, there it goes. It worked.
Good.
First, it said that the account had been disabled.
You know that Obama Center they were building?
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of the contractors, main contractors, is shutting it down, he said. Um, it's they're having financial issues with it, and the contractors are just saying it's just too much money, and they're walking away. So it looks
Sounds
like that
about right.
Obama Center may not open up.
Hmm.
Mike Owen, the owner of Chicago-based Adamson Plumbing Contractors, told Fox News Digital that the financial fallout forced the company to abandon about half a dozen other construction sites, including this Obama Center.
Now, who's forcing him to do that?
Man, that's a weird looking building.
Who's
Have you
forcing
seen
him to
it?
do that, Charlie?
What's that?
Who's forcing him to do that?
No one's forcing it. They're just saying it's getting too expensive, and
Okay.
the contractors are saying they
I
just
thought you said
can't.
somebody's forcing them to do it.
No, 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 they're not forcing. They're just saying that the contractors are saying they just need to shut the project down because it's too expensive.
Oh,
They can't quote jobs, quotes from the contractors at the prices that they're wanting to pay. They're saying they can't do it. So they're saying it's just too expensive and they're walking away. So it looks like right now that the Obama Presidential Center is going to be put on hold,
mm.
may not get finished.
Also, folks, Trump said yesterday, just made me a little time. He is saying that all prices will go down as it happened during the MOU. Well, folks, all prices went down because the market was being extremely manipulated. It wasn't because of the MOU. Also, folks, that is just now joining us. Um, if you are in Discord, you need to go to that link that is pinned in chats on the YouTube chat and on the Rumble. You need to get your membership squared away. And if you would like to join our Discord, which has almost 100 channels of text, talk, and chat, and there is so much news go through it a day, but you cannot keep up. And it is the only thing that is supporting what we're doing here now because of what this platform over here on the YouTubes have done to us with the other account. So we need your all support to be able to keep on doing this.
Americans are souring on the Iran war very significantly now.
Oh,
House Democrats successfully rebuked President Trump's war on Iran Thursday morning, this morning, with the help of several Republican lawmakers that broke with the party. And they,
wait, buddy, in just a second. It ain't that to be able to keep on doing this, we need your all's help to keep me from being on the streets. Because of my health issues, I am unable to work. I got down there and done a little storm cleanup on Blacktop, helping the fire department. And due to that tornado we had. What, it was Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday night. My right knee swelled up double, and both of my ankles swelled up. And last night, after I had to go do a stump removal, I was miserable. I woke up about 3 a.m. and I couldn't move. But go ahead, Charlie. So
I was just
please,
saying that
please, y'all go and if you ain't a member of Discord, go sign up on that coffee club link. It's just $5 a month.
House Democrats this morning successfully rebuked President Trump's war on Iran with the help of 4 Republican rebels. Representative Jason Crow of Colorado, Pramila Jayapal of Washington, and 2 others in a 214 to 208 vote invoked the War Powers Act. Now, it does not prevent him from this, what is it, 60 days that he can exercise his executive authority for a war. But after this current 60-day now, um, he might have to break it all off because they've now passed the War Powers Act against him. So
But there's
whatever
only
they're
one
going to do,
problem
they're going to have
there.
to do fast.
Iran isn't going to stop,
No, they're not.
even if
They're never
we,
giving up.
even if he is forced to stop on our side. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the rhetoric from Congress here. It just doesn't work like that. That's like telling Germany back in the 40s that, oh, we're going to stop attacking you because we have been forced by Congress over here to stop the war. So you all need to stop your side too. They're not going to do that.
No way. They're
Bunch
going
of
to ramp it up.
idiots. Yep. And that's only going to embolden Russia and China even more.
But after this 60-day period, I mean, what do they expect Trump to do? Just take all the stuff back out that
Yep.
he's put over there?
Yep. And let Iran just decimate everybody else in the Middle East.
I just can't see that happening now.
It, it does
Of
no.
course, they
It,
got
yep.
60 days.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, they got
Iran is not
at
going to
least
stop.
60 days. They can't do anything about it.
I'm not for sure if he can veto it or not, Retro.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know if they have the majority. I don't know if it requires a super majority to get around a veto. I don't know, but that's a good question.
Folks, I just posted a link to the memberships over on Coffee Club. Like I said, if you are in Coffee Club and you have not got your membership moved over, please do so. I don't like having to go through and remove people.
On another story, right now I'm looking at the temperatures in Phoenix. Right now it's 107. Real feel is 110 in the shade. And they're forecasting over the next couple of days, it's going to get up to 115 degrees, they say. That's not real feel, that's the actual temperature.
Cindy with a Y. I am going to be forced to remove you permanently from the Discord if you do not quit um, coming over here and making a membership on Coffee Club and then canceling it. I don't know why you are doing that.
You were just talking about Google and your Google access to your account.
Mm-hmm.
Google has now been hit with a $1 billion fine from Europe for abusing its power, it says.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible. We used to think, oh, you got $1 million fine. That's really out there. Now they toss around billion, B with a B, like we used to toss around millions. It's incredible
Mm-hmm.
how the amount of money that gets tossed around like this has
Mm-hmm.
gone. It just blows my mind.
Hey Kim,
And
I haven't
people have
seen.
no concept what $1 billion is.
Yep. Hey Kim, I haven't seen you in forever. Also, Kim, I recall that you are in part of Discord. If I haven't removed yet, um, need to get your membership squared away up on the link that's pinned in chat. That way you can keep your access.
Here's a little short story. Experts are warning that the space data centers that are proposed by Musk and Bezos could be catastrophic for our planet. Space data centers proposed by SpaceX and Musk and Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin and others would release staggering levels of pollution that would probably alter the Earth's atmosphere and be catastrophic for the planet, these experts say. Tech companies have collectively proposed millions, get that number, millions of orbital data centers and are pressing forward with the plans. And a lot of scientists are up in arms now, and they're pressing the Federal Communications Commissions to do much deeper studies on this. They claim that it could end up destroying the ozone layer.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this before, the aluminum oxide that gets released into the upper atmosphere from deorbiting the decommissioned satellites. That's only one aspect. We've talked about the other aspect before too, this Kessler syndrome, where just one of those satellites crashes into another, it could lead to a chain reaction and just chew up that whole area of space. Nothing but debris. And we would never have, well, it will be decades and decades before we would have access to that region of space ever again. And a lot of scientists are beginning to raise the alarm bells, and they're really concerned about it. So now, in addition to the Kessler syndrome problem, now they're beginning to say we need to study more the pollution that's going into the upper atmosphere.
Correct. I'm glad some people are now finding us over here on my YouTube again. We got explosions being reported in Qassam Island in Iran. Oh my goodness. Trump has just came out and said that Iran is willing to discuss peace terms. Here we go with this
Uh,
again, folks.
yeah. William Shatner has stage 4 cancer. He had melanoma. It's now in his brain, he says. That's not good. He's not going to be with us much longer.
That ain't no
As a
good.
kid, I grew up on Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. You know, folks, the people that has dementia does this exact thing. And I'm going to leave it at that.
foreclosure rates in the U.S. is really on the rise. With home prices around the United States nearing record highs, new data analysis shows that foreclosure filings nationwide have spiked. Filings increased by 71% in 2025. Data for 2026 isn't out yet. What's I think at the root cause of this is the price of living has gone up so much and people just can't afford houses anymore.
Yep.
And then the insurance has gone up so much and taxes have gone up so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christy, I went out day before yesterday and filled up all of my containers and both of my trucks. Yeah, cost of living is it's just. I saw a post. I don't know if I could find it again. It was a Costco order from 2020 versus now, and it had went up 500% or 5x. And it was 23 items, and that 23 items is I, I, I can't remember, so I'm not going to speak on how much it was now or then, but it was 500% increase. I do remember that.
Remember, I was talking the other day about AI bubble?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's getting close to bursting, guys. If you have any investments in AI
Yep.
tech, Tesla is now being affected. It's fallen 12%
Yep.
over
It's
the last, let's see, this says it's fallen 12%. I don't see the time period, but
well,
anyway,
SpaceX is
it's
being
really
affected
fallen.
too.
And Alphabet, isn't that Musk's AI venture?
I'm not for sure.
I think that's what it's called, Alphabet. That's sunk 6%.
Well, SpaceX is down 23% from opening price.
Okay, today.
No, not just today. Since it launched on the IPO,
Okay.
it's at
Um,
$115 a stock, and it
oh my
launched
gosh.
at
Wow.
150. Yeah,
Yeah, my son owns 4 shares of that, and he bought it at 139.
I bought 5 at IPO.
That's what my son did. It was tough to get him too.
Mm-hmm.
It went up to about $239 within a week,
Yep.
and now it's back down below IPO. I told him, he was talking to me about whether he should sell, and I said,
He should have and been bought back now.
yeah, right. But I said maybe you should just hang on to him because
Mm-hmm.
um, he's not losing that much right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there is the possibility that could
Mm-hmm.
could go way back up.
Yep. Should have bought them, sold them, and then you could have bought back in
Right,
and had extra. I
right,
found a
exactly.
stock. Now, folks, I'm not giving you financial advice. I repeat, I am not giving nobody any financial advice. So, YouTube, I am not giving financial advice.
Yeah, we are not giving out any financial advice. So we're just saying what we do.
For the ones that do dividend stocks, I have found a stock that pays a 380.95% dividend monthly.
Wow,
It's called GMEX Robotics, and it's at $1.37 a share. Now I
that's
got,
cheap enough to buy.
yep. So it pays you almost 4 times of what the stock cost is. I don't know how they're doing it, but I picked up 100 shares of it
Man, back in
a while back.
2007, just before the housing bubble burst,
Mm-hmm.
get this. I owned at one time, I owned 40 shares of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the housing market bubble, I got all scared and everything, and I sold everything I had.
Hmm.
Do you know what 40 shares of Amazon would be worth today?
Yep. And
Man, I wish I'd
my
have kept them.
my big dummy, I had 50 Bitcoin back when it was $1 a coin,
Yeah,
and I sold it.
uh, my son bought 100 shares of or 100 Bitcoins back in the initial offering,
Yep.
and he forgot about it. It was just like it was one of those crazy bets he did,
Well,
when
he should be able
crypto
to get
was
back into that
brand new.
account
What's that?
if he's got the stick, or if he can figure out where it's at. He can access that still.
Well, no, he. It was on a bet with a friend. At the time it was really really cheap, and he only had like a couple $100 in it, and it was just like a bet with a friend, and he didn't think anything of it, and he just let it sit for few years, and he just decided, oh, he heard something about crypto was going crazy, and he looked at it, and man, he could not believe how much he was sitting on, and he paid his house off with it.
Yeah. I thought you meant he still had it.
No, he sold them
He-
uh, about 4 or 5 years ago. I think he
yeah.
sold them, but he paid his house off with it.
Hmm. I got a bunch of Energy Transfer stock. I bought it during the COVID crash,
Hmm.
and it pays a 6.61% dividend. And I've just
That's
been
not
letting
bad.
it. I've just been letting the dividends. I've got it reinvested. Every time it pays me a dividend, I buy more.
Yeah, I made a big mistake back when I retired. Um, I got all my 401ks from where I was working at the university.
Mm-hmm.
When I retired, I converted into annuities with guaranteed rates of return,
Mm-hmm.
but it's only like, I think it's 5% or 6%, something like that. That was a mistake. I should never
Yep.
have gotten annuities. I should have just
Mm-hmm.
stuck with the stocks.
Yep. But I should have bought a bunch more of an Energy Transfer when I had the chance back during the crash, because it was at like $4 a share, and it's at 20 now.
You own any crypto right now?
I own some I've got some Dogecoin, Shiba, Meow
Hmm.
Coin, some
I,
FLR
I'm
Coin, PP, Bonk, and Flock.
I'm invested in Solana right now.
Yeah, I go through and
Solana has the third largest market cap of the three
mm-hmm,
biggies, which is Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then Solana.
yeah. But I used to go through, and these little coins that's less than a penny, I'd go in and buy
Yeah,
a bunch of them and forget about them basically. Maybe one of
yep,
these days, one of them will go up to $1.
yep.
But anyway, let's get back to the news.
Okay, get back to the news.
Also,
There was a
gold
rare
has.
5.0 earthquake strikes Texas Panhandle, strongest in more than 100 years.
Yep, retro. We was just speaking about the massive U.S. air bridge to the Middle East. And yep, Charlie,
There's a little story. There's a little story about cannabis for all you weed smokers out
you
there.
need to watch. We're on YouTube, Charlie.
Okay, this is just a story about what cannabis does. Research suggests that cannabis suppresses REM sleep, and people are reporting that they don't dream if they smoke before going to bed, and that can have some serious health consequences. So if you guys do that, keep that in mind.
Gold has overtaken U.S. Treasuries as the world's top reserve asset now. Also, for folks over on YouTube, I just posted a link to our Rumble. Go there and follow us. We do our 24-hour streams over on Rumble.
I'm going to post a link here too for all of you Christians that are listening. If you're into prophecy and that sort of thing, here is a very interesting video for you to watch after the news is over. It's from Bubba News. He's really good with putting some dots together about how things are lining up with the Ezekiel 38 and Psalms 83 war and the Iran war. So I won't talk about it, but I'm going to post a link for you guys. I found it very fascinating.
Retro, what about the Israel alerts? Oh, okay, I thought we had alerts coming in for Israel. Never mind. Israel is waiting for a green light from Trump and wants to strike targets that have not been hit so far. Israel's public broadcaster KAN is reporting. Thank you, Retro. The British embassy is withdrawing its staff from Iran.
And of course, you all already know that two Saudi ships were attacked by the Houthis last night in the
Us,
Bab al Mandeb Straits.
Also, we've got some new people joining us here. Um, y'all need to go over to that link that is pinned in chat and sign up on Coffee Club. That is what is supporting me right now because of what YouTube has done to our monetized channel. So go over there, sign up for $5 a month, become a member of their Discord. You will not miss any streams or anything that we do because I post it in the All Call channel. And there is so much news that goes through that Discord every day that I guarantee you that you cannot read it all in one day. So go over here, take this link. I'm going to post it again in chat. Sign up for our Discord through Coffee Club. Once you have signed up, you will find the link to Discord in the post tab. You got the home tab up here. Let me go over here to this. You got the home tab, membership tab, post tab, and it will be on the second page. It will say Discord link, do not share. Click on that link. It will send you over to Discord to make an account. Once you make that account, you will be able to join our Discord. If you do not use this link, you cannot access the Discord. You have to have this link. So go into Post tab and get this link once you sign up for a membership. The $5 one gets you in everything. The rest of the memberships help support us and keeps me from being homeless because I'm unable to work because of health issues. I went and helped the fire department, but well, when that tornado came through here day before yesterday, and I only done about 4 hours of standing on the blacktop and concrete roadways, and my knees swelled up double, and both of my ankles swelled up
We
just
were
from
pretty
that.
accurate in our prediction of where that was going.
Mm-hmm. And
It
also
went right exactly where we said.
for the folks that wants to, The $45 one, Secretary of Defense, gets you access to my DMs on Discord, personal DMs. And the President tier, the $100 one, gets you my personal phone number. So, just letting y'all know that. But this one right here gets you access to the Discord. The other ones just help support us. And
Hey, for all, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this, but I want to start doing a roundtable. I think on Saturdays, instead of the news at noon, we are going to start doing a roundtable. And we will be posting a link to the Jitsu app into the Discord all call channel. And you can join and come in and talk with us, ask us questions, and everything else. It's just a giant. Imagine all of us sitting around a big table, basically.
That'll be
So
fun.
put a one in chat if you want to start doing that on Saturdays instead of the news at noon. And it will be for members only. Because I've got to start doing some members only content for you all. So go there, sign up, become a member. That way you can get access to all this stuff.
Hey, for all of you sky watchers that are listening, the Perseid meteor shower has started. It runs from July 17th to August 24th. And this year is predicted to be a little more spectacular than past ones. Right now, it's going to peak around August 12th. And there's supposed to be about more than 100 per hour of very bright meteors with a lot of fireballs or bolides.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to make a plan for August 12th if you want to go out and look at the Perseid meteor shower. It's going to be on August 12th. I think it's a new moon, so there'll be very dark skies, and you'll be
I've
able to see even small ones.
I've talked about this before, but if we can grow to enough members to be able to do this, I would love to buy a digital telescope that I can operate through my computer
Mm-hmm.
to where
Type it right in
when
and have it on the screen.
this stuff happens like this, these meteor showers, and we can go look at planets and solar systems, distant solar systems, and stuff. But them things are not cheap, and we've got to have enough members to be able to finance this stuff. I'd love to do a bunch of cool stuff for you all, but we are restricted to what we can do, and I tried to make everything stretch as far as I can for you all. U.S. Army is planned to merge with the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, on January 1st of 2027 due to the NDAA Act that has passed today. The Senate is left to vote, and it has signaled that they will accept the bill. So the U.S. Army and the Israel Defense Forces are fixing to merge into one organization. I find that very interesting.
Mm.
Don't you?
Yep. Tropical storm Bertha is here. It made landfall near New Orleans on Wednesday and is headed toward Houston today. But some of the worst weather that's associated with Tropical Storm Bertha is supposed to be 800 miles away in North Carolina and Southern Virginia. So that could even affect you, dear Max,
Mm-hmm.
with torrential downpours and a lot of rain and flooding.
Welcome to the GSM, folks. These storms that came through here Tuesday, all of our weather folks was saying how weird and unusual this is. That these was springtime systems, drenchos and stuff that doesn't happen this time of year.
Yeah, the
It's unheard
ratios.
of.
Yep. Hmm.
It just doesn't happen this time of year. It's unheard of. And it's amazing
And
how this year we had an extremely dry spring. Our spring was like July, August, and September ish weather this spring here. And now we're having springtime weather in July. It's because of the GSM and our jet stream changes because of where the magnetic field of the sun's going out of phase.
it's well documented right now that the tornado alley
Has moved.
has
Yep.
definitely shifted
Hmm.
east and south from where it used to be.
And it did the same thing during the last GSM. Our sunspot count's at 63.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. There are, if you go to spaceweather.com, you'll see that there are three pretty big,
Mm-hmm.
near giant sunspots that are Earth
Yep.
facing right now. There are currently two CMEs that are headed toward Earth. I think they're supposed to impact today, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Going to have G1, maybe even G2 level geomagnetic storms. And if these two CMEs arrive at the same time.
Yep.
But these three big sunspots, they
Well,
could produce X-class flares.
I have been correct. And I didn't want to be correct. But as we get on into this, these sunspots are going to they're going to be bigger. We're going to see less smaller spots and more bigger spots.
And also coronal holes,
Yep. They'll
large
be,
coronal
yeah,
holes,
very large, like the whole face of the sun
like
as we
at
get on
least
into
half
this
the
thing.
face of the
Yeah.
sun.
It'll become the whole face.
And it'll be dark. You'll be able to see the difference in the amount of
Mm-hmm.
light that strikes the earth because of it.
Yep. And oh, what was I going to say?
About the GSM.
It was about GSM. I don't know.
You know, Dubai and a number of those Arab countries, a lot of their GDP depends on tourism. And because of the war, the tourism industry in the Persian Gulf is
Oh,
at all-time low.
I know what it is.
Right now, let me finish this. Right now, Dubai, it's so bad that Dubai is offering its residents approximately in US dollars about $1,000 if they could lure their friends to come visit as a tourist.
Hmm. Um,
That's how bad it's gotten.
we're right past peak of this cycle. This cycle's not supposed to be over until 2030. This 11-year cycle that we're in, the typical 11-year cycle. Folks, sunspots should be in the hundreds. We just saw 3 spotless days in a row not long ago. And we're seeing super, 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 super low sunspot counts. They shouldn't be this low. Rebecca, what are you talking about? When is that supposed to happen again? If you're talking about the GSM, we're entered into it in 2020, and it is not going to be over until almost 2021. 2100. It's weird. 2100. And this is the 2,000-year cycle on top of the 400-year cycle. And we're going to see here by 2029, 2032, we're going to start seeing 100,000-year floods. Do you all remember what happened in South Carolina and eastern Tennessee? With that hurricane that dumped all that rain and completely just washed the dirt clean out of the hollers? Well, that's going to happen all over the world. Everywhere. Every time it rains almost. And about every time it rains, we're going to see 1,000-year floods, period. But we're going to start seeing them 100,000-year floods. And if you live by a river or by a creek and you live in the flat area, and you can see where the historic banks is. If you live in that area, leave. Because it's going to worsen everything out. What do you mean max? The next 11-year solar max will be solar cycle 26. And solar cycle 26 starts in 2030, and it will take about 6 years. So 2036 ish will be the next max in the 11-year cycle. But the next max, I'm predicting the sunspot count to not get over 50. If we even see that. Because we're going into the GSM. We're going into a grand minima, which is
It's,
a very
it's,
long period of time with very, very, very low solar activity.
there's going to be mass migrations of animals and humans.
Yep. And mass starvation and mass crop failures. You all seen what just happened in China. The whole eastern part of China just went underwater. And I would really like to know the statistics on how many crops got lost. But we will never know that.
Mhm. Speaking of weird things with animals,
Yes, the sun is
here
going to
I'll.
get hotter and hotter, Kim. By
Speaking
the
of weird
half of
things
this
with
thing,
animals,
hang on a
I'll.
second, Charlie. But the half of
All right.
this thing, you will not be able to go outside without SPF 100 sunscreen, and it will feel like you 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 just right up next to a space heater. It's gonna feel like it's just constantly just burning you. And I'm already seeing UV burn on my tomato plants. And of course, I showed that to Charlie the other day when he stopped by, and it was
Yep.
pretty bad, wasn't it, Charlie?
Yeah. The ones that were exposed to the sun were. The ones in the shade didn't.
You there? You
Speaking
cut.
of weird animal behavior, here I'll post a link to this story in the chat. In where was that? New Mexico, I think it was. Sorry. New Mexico, drivers down one of the roads there saw a very unusual sight. They're having a bear problem. And some folks were driving down the road, and there was a bear that had climbed on top of a utility pole and got electrocuted hanging there on top of the utility pole.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll post a link to that in chat if you guys want to go take a look at it. Don't see that every day.
Okay, Larvo was going down an escalator after uh I think this was over in Europe, and I'm not for sure. Yeah, this was over at the NATO meeting. Larvo decided to disgrace himself As he was riding down the escalator with his group, the foreign minister was once again asked an uncomfortable question, this time whether Russia is helping Iran strike U.S. troops. He told the reporter, after the reporter asked him this question, all he said was to the reporter, nice hairstyle.
Hmm.
That proves that they are. He didn't say no, and he didn't say yeah. So you got to read between the lines right there that he knows, reporter knows that he knows that Russia is providing Iran with targeting data for U.S. troops. Here is the full thing right here. Larvo embarrassed himself during a meeting with Rubio by not hearing reporters' questions. Okay, this is a different one. This is another embarrassment. Larvo embarrassed himself during a meeting with Rubio by not hearing a reporter's question. Mr. Larvo, when will Russia end the war in Ukraine? A reporter asks. The Russian foreign minister. Once again, speak louder, Larvo replies mockingly. This is far from the first time a Russian diplomat has behaved this way. And she's almost yelling. He's like, once again, speak louder. But yep, approves what I have been saying, that Russia is providing targeted data to Iran. Yeah, I'll turn this up where y'all can hear him here. Just a second.
It's 9
Hey, a minute,
p.m. in
Charlie.
Tehran right now.
I'm going to turn this up and play it over microphone. Did y'all hear that?
Just barely.
Hang on, let me pull the thing out closer. Replay it. Now, I'm sure you heard it that time, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Nice hairstyle. But it's 9 p.m. you said in Kiev?
Yeah, 9 p.m. in Tehran right now. However, I just saw a report from Rerum Novarum at 11:50 a.m. our time.
Mm-hmm.
It says U.S. airstrikes the pier of Suza on Iran's Keshem Island.
Yeah. Also,
So they're starting a little bit early.
U.S. airstrikes have hit a border crossing between Iraq and Iran.
Yeah, that was last night.
And also, I'm looking here, and Ukraine would be the eastern, northern regions around Kharkiv, Sumy. That area is lit up red. And of course, I can show you right here. Let me pull this up. See this right here? These areas. I need to fix this a second.
Yeah, I'm going to have to bail out of here. I got something I got to do. I'm already late.
What you got to do?
I got some appointments to go to.
Oh, there you go. That's better. Well, Charlie, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, Dux is in the house. Maybe he'd get on with you a little bit.
Yep.
You there, Dux?
Or anybody, really. If anybody
Or
wants to
anybody?
join.
Yeah, doesn't have to be just Dux me or anybody can come on and yak with him.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Discord, just get on the phone there.
We're going to go for
The
about another
audio.
30 to 45 minutes. But I have to go break beans.
How about you, Taxi? Sal, you want to come on and yak a bit?
Oh, Ukraine has took out a bunch more wild berries. As Lee says, Ukraine loves picking wild berries. Wild berries is Russia's Amazon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. And they do a lot of transport for the military. So Ukraine had been refraining from attacking that because that could be considered civilian infrastructure in a way. But now they are attacking the wild berries, which is going to put a major hurt on the Russian logistics systems for the military.
Well, I got to bail, guys.
Uh,
It was nice chatting with you, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Don't
well,
forget, I'm going to deliver a message on Sunday at 5 p.m. I hope to see you there. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day and God bless y'all. Whoop!
how is everybody today? Thank you, Charlie. How is everybody today over here on the Boob and the Rumble world? Hope you're having a decent day. Sorry, folks, I had a piece of metal shaving poking me in my leg. I had to dig it out of my pants. Has anyone heard from Grandma V? I don't think so. No, she ain't messaged me in a few days. Iran has released more of them Lego videos. Do 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 do. Laura Loomer. You all know what Laura Loomer is doing right now. She's in Kyiv, folks. She has done a complete 180 on her view of Ukraine. And now she has just met and spoke with Zelensky. You know, she used to be very anti Ukraine and pro Russia. And she finally admitted and apologized to everybody that she had been brainwashed by the Russian propaganda. Another MAGA that has solved a lot. The Houthis are letting Chinese flag oil tankers through the Bab and Mandeb Strait. So two tankers have now went through it. That would be about 4 million barrels of Saudi oil. So they're letting the Chinese load Saudi oil onto ships. But anybody else that is trying to do that, they are not letting them pass. And you know that they hit two ships yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. Did somebody join? Oh, okay, Charlie just left. So that's about what Iran is doing. They're letting their allies get the oil and move it out, but they're not letting anybody in the West have any. Leaked Andrew Tate. You all know who Andrew Tate is. Let me do this and let me pull this over here. I want to let my little AI helper help me here a minute. Do some reading. Also, the U.S. House has officially passed the $1.15 trillion defense bill. After coming out and saying that, oh, hang on a minute, folks. Let me find what I was looking for here about what I'm fixing to speak on. Just a second, I'm trying to find this. Oh my goodness. Where is it at here, folks? I'm trying to find something. I'm not for sure if I shared it. I'm guessing I didn't. After Trump says, oh, here it is. Trump says that Iran is willing to discuss peace terms. And then, not even 30 minutes later, he comes out and says, Trump says that Iran is not ready to make a deal. Which one is it, folks? Which one is it? Which one is it? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one is it? The world might never know how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. But anyway, I'm gonna let my little helper here help me on this one. I'm gonna have to read this one because I'm not gonna be able to let the AI read it because it's got stuff in it I can't say over here. Leaked Andrew Tate texts are looking very bad for the Trump administration. Texts from Andrew Tate revealed that the Trump admin officials directly intervened on the Tate brothers' behalf in early 2025 to stall the SEX trafficking investigation. I had word with the Trump admin that they're on top of things, wrote Andrew Tate via text. Tate's former lawyer, Paula Ingrassa, is now a Trump admin official and is the one who requested that the Tate brothers' device be returned to them. You may remember Paul Ingrassa from his leaked text last year, which he said that he has a N A, you know, Z, you know what I mean, I streak and uses old slurs. JD Vance still follows the Tate brothers on Twitter. Barron is friends with them. All this happened after Andrew admitted being a P. You know what happens. I, yep, M, P on camera. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm going to give you all a link to this if you all want to go over and check it out. We got reports of smoke rising off the coast of Ashkelon, Israel just now. There's definitely something afire out there. How difficult it has to become to find a job in China. Well, on July 20th, at a flight attendant recruitment event hosted by Jianghu Jingtong in Langfang, Habia province, tens of thousands, you heard that right, tens of thousands of job seekers dressed in business attire began to line up as early as 3 a.m. to secure a queen number for the interview. The sheer size of the crowd was astonishing, offering a striking glimpse into the intense competition facing job seekers in today's China. Folks, tens of thousands of people lined up trying to get a job. This is just craziness. I'm going to post a link to that video over here in both chats for y'all to check out. China is massively dumping U.S. treasuries again today. Folks, Japan's going to start this very soon. Oh my goodness. Massive flooding in West Virginia. This is inside a lobby of a Hampton Inn Hotel in Weston, West Virginia. July 21st through 22nd. Flash floods. Goodness gracious. Folks, it is waist deep in this hotel. This one guy's saying it's a hospital, but also the National Guard has been deployed. I'm gonna post a link to this for y'all to check out. But this one poster says it's a hospital, but it's not a hospital, folks. It is a hotel. So check that out. But I'm wanting to make that clear: it is not a hospital. You know that Trump has said today that he is seriously considering restarting major combat operations in Iran, including strikes that will be bigger than the ones carried out during Operation Epic Fury. We have sent 150 medics to the Lenscher Regional Medical Center in Germany in the last week. This is the first stop for wounded soldiers out of Central Command, which is the Middle East. So, they're expecting wounded folks. If they have sent 150 medics now to Germany, this is the area for the first stop for the wounded out of Central Command. So keep that in mind. If they was not going to expand this to majorly, if they was not going to expand this majorly over there, they would not be sending 150 medics to Germany at Landscher Medical Center. This is the first stop, like I just said, for wounded out of Central Command. CENTCOM. Oh, wow. We've got footage that has been leaked by someone in the Jordan military. This one shows the moment that Iranian ballistic missile directly hit the King Fahd Air Base in Jordan yesterday, while numerous U.S. service members was stationed there on base. Multiple interceptor trails can be seen, meaning all of them failed to intercept. And this is what I was talking about earlier, that Iran is starting to use their more advanced missiles. That what these more advanced missiles do, these are when they re-enter, they move back and forth, side to side as they're coming down. That way, interceptors can't target them. And I'll give you a link to this video to check out. Oh, wow. The Russians must love this. 400 school children from Russia has been sent on vacation to North Korea. They're just getting a glimpse of what's to come in Russia. Because Russia is transforming into North Korea. Around 400 children from Russia arrived at the Swangdong International Children's Camp in North Korea. In addition to recreation, the program includes visits to monuments dedicated to Kim Il sung and Kim Jong il, and other sites connected to the ideology of the DPRK. These poor Russian school children getting more brainwashed by the day, folks. Of course, we know that Yemen Houthis are allowing Chinese oil tankers loaded with Saudi oil to transit the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. Meanwhile, European and American oil tankers loaded with Saudi oil are being targeted with missiles. And of course, you all know oil has went up tremendously today. Regular Brent, regular crude oil, your typical just regular crude, is at $93 a barrel. It's up 7% today. Your Brent, which is a higher grade of oil, is at $101.58. It is up 7.98% today. Wholesale gasoline is up to $3.51 a gallon. It is up 10 cents a gallon wholesale just today, which is 2.94%. And U.S. heating oil, which is basically diesel, it's up 22 cents a gallon just today to $4.37 a gallon wholesale. It's up 5.36%. What hotel? Sitting there. Dow has tumbled 600 points today. The S&P has tumbled down 104%. The Nasdaq is down 596. And the Nasdaq 100 is down 607. And the Rus 2K is down 26. So we are seeing a big crash in the stock markets today. Gold is down $105 an ounce today. Silver is down $2.46 an ounce. Copper is down 16 cents. Copper is at $6.32 a pound. Wow. Of course, crypto is down. Bonds are up. We are going to see huge issues here, folks. The bond market's going up this high. We are at levels has not been seen since the great financial crisis of 2008. We've got new explosions reported in Kuwait. There is reports that Iran is building up forces down there next to the Kuwait border. They're wanting to do a land invasion into Kuwait. Oh. Trump says the U.S. Saudi civilian nuclear deal will permit no uranium enrichment and will only be approved if the Saudis join the Abraham Accords. Oh no. Iran has just hit a power plant in Kuwait. How many power plants is that now sitting there in Kuwait? I know they've took out at least 3 desalination plants in Kuwait. A desalination plant, folks, is how most of these Gulf countries over there get their water. They take salt water and desalinate it, which is removing the salt from the water, and that's how they get their drinking water and all other forms of fresh water. Yep, Rebecca, it's going to go up. I would not be surprised this time around we don't see $6 and $7 gas. Also, for the folks who's just now joining us or has popped in here recently, um, also thank you, Kim, for joining our Discord. Become a member over on Coffee Club. Folks, we need your all's help. There's a pinned link in both chats. Go there, join our coffee club, $5 a month. That gets you access to our Discord. That gets you access to the roundtables. They will be a roundtable instead of the news at noon this Saturday on Jitsu. The roundtable is we're going to use Jitsu, and everybody can come in and join us. But you must keep your microphone muted until it's your time to talk. You can come in, ask us questions, and all that good stuff. But you can only access that if you over here and become a member. And where is it at? I'm looking for this. Once you go over there and sign up and become a member, you got to become a member here. The $5 one gets you access. You will find the link to Discord in the post tab of Coffee Club. It will be on the second page. You will find this right here, Discord link. Once you find that link, you click on that link. And once you click on that link, it will ask you to join our Discord. And if you have not got a Discord account, you will need to set up a Discord account. And once you set up that account and use that link, you will be able to join our Discord. I hope that makes sense. But unless you go and get that link, you won't find our Discord. You have to have that link that is in the post tab on the Coffee Club page. And for any reason, and also use your name, not your name, but your Discord name as your name over on Coffee Club so we know who you are. Don't just use someone. And also, if you cancel your Coffee Club membership, you will be removed from Discord. But I just wanted to, I'm trying to come in every so often and show you all everything. And I will give you, y'all want to have a little tour of the Discord? I can show you everything that we've got over here in Discord if you all would like me to. Put a one in chat if you all want a tour of the Discord. Put a one in chat if y'all want me to go through over here and show you all everything inside the Discord. According to Rubio, Russia's war against Ukraine may be the only conflict in history in which the number of those unalived in battle exceeds the number of those wounded. Well, most of that is because Russia doesn't evacuate its wounded. And the wounded, most of the time, are forced to stay on the front lines, and their wounds set up serious infections, and they end up succumbing to their wounds. That's a lot of reason why they're saying that it's only conflict in history which the number of those unalived in battle exceeds the number of those wounded. All right, I'm gonna give you a little tour of the Discord. So let me pull this out. Okay. Here is our Discord server, folks. Here's all the channels that we've got. Each of these channels is the topic the channel says. We're going to start at the bottom. We've got military tech. I'm just going to go through some of the bigger ones. History channel, pet channel, music channel, prayer request. Okay, these are links to YouTube accounts. If you find an account or like to share somebody that you watch, you can do so. Why this is acting weird. I may have too much going on here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. If you follow somebody and like to share their video in here, you can go to the links for stream account tab. It's under the YouTube channels tab. Okay, we got medical channel. Of course, I can't show much of this on here. Electronics and solar. Food preservation. We got a self-defense channel. We got a garden channel. Prepping ideals. Prepping deals. Y'all are more than welcome to put in deals that you find on Prepping Supplies. And then we got different countries. South America, Africa, Asia, Mexico, New Zealand, Latvia, Romania, Japan, Israel, Taiwan, Europe, Canada, Europe as a whole, Canada, USA, Ukraine, Middle East, North and South Korea, Iran, Russia, China. Of course, we got the SMC channel, Australia. I ain't seen SMC in a while. Of course, he went to another account, another channel. Precious metals, the power grid, space weather, protest channel, wildfires, notice the airman channel. These are notice the airman alerts that we post in here. The Bricks channel, cyber attacks. Now, some of these channels hasn't been posted in for a while, but everybody that is in Discord, we actually encourage you, if you run across a news story that you would like to share, go share it in Discord. We encourage news posting. Here's the Trump channel, outrageous news, Doge, flight radar, YouTube censorship, disease channel, the E-Files. Of course, we know who the E-Files is. Hantavirus, floods, volcanoes, Weather channel. I need to probably just remove the flood channel and use the Weather channel for the floods. Earthquakes, stock market. This is the Weather. This is the stream live. This is the page that you find on stream. We try to post the major headlines in here. EAM channel, unconfirmed news, breaking news. This is your main page here for all the news. As you can see, there's gobs in there. And we got your typical chat channels. But yeah, folks, we've got an awesome, very active Discord. Come in, join us. Come post news, share news, take news. And you will be finding the roundtable links for Saturdays. We're going to start doing that. Instead of the news at noon on Saturdays, we're going to do roundtables where everybody can join, come in and ask questions and chit chat. Yep, retro. I knew that. So there you go. Come over here, Coffee Club. That link's in pin chat. Become a member, $5 a month. Or if you would like to help support us even more, you can go higher. The $100 one gets you my personal phone number. But where our channel was removed for absolutely no reason over on YouTube, we need your all's help to be able to keep on doing this, folks. I'm unable to go work because of health issues with my joints. All right, back to the news. Google's free cash flow goes negative for the first time in history. Maybe if they would quit banning people for absolutely no reason on YouTube, that they wouldn't be having financial issues. I'm typing something. That just makes me so happy. Happy, happy, happy. That Google reports negative cash flow. Hmm. Very, very karma is biting them now. Karma. All right, let's go back here. Do. The Al Andrea border crossing between Iraq and Kuwait has temporarily closed earlier today after a building on the Kuwaiti side of the border was targeted by a one-way attack drone from Iran. Here is video of that building on fire. Wow, only 12 over here on the U-Boob and 13 on the Rumbles. Folks, go over here and follow us on Rumble. I'm going to give you a link to our Rumble account. There is a link to Rumble on the YouTube chat. Go over and follow us. This is where we're at on the 24/7 streams. The Trump administration has legalized the unaliving of endangered species, formerly protected under the Endangered Species Act. Folks, we shouldn't be unaliving our endangered species. We should be helping their what's the word I'm looking for? Their numbers grow. We got an EAM coming in retro. Let's see here. I don't hear anything there. Let me go over here and check this. I hear some data being moved around. Let me check on 8992.
Be a drug addict.
No, nothing there either. It must be a very faint one that we're not hearing. I'm going to have to move that squash level on up because of that data. Call sign decorator. Yeah, data over here. Yeah. I'm gonna have to mute that because I'm not listening to that. U.S. has issued a global advisory for Americans warning that diplomatic facilities, U.S. businesses, and other institutions associated with the United States could face threats throughout the world amid rising tensions with Iran. Y'all, we need to be very head on a swivel over here because of sleeper cells. I think if this keeps on escalating, don't hold me to this. This is just my thoughts. And Iran starts to see the end of their power hold. But I think that they will activate all these sleeper cells, folks. And be very careful if you live around a mosque. That's the sleeper cells. And I don't know if you all see this. I just drove by one looking at floods with KLW up in Berea, and they have these things built like a military base. They was it was just crazy. Watchtowers, big, tall, 16, 20-foot fences with spikes on the top of them. I mean, they had 30-foot tall watchtowers, big, heavy gates. It was wild. Let me see if I can. I mean, if I didn't know better, I would think it was a military base. I think this is no, that is not it. I'm looking here. I'm trying to find this. I was going to show you all. I'll have to come in here and see if I can't find it. And I'll show it on my next stream if I can find it. I'll have to pull it up on maps. We got a huge hailstorm in Australia. No, Australia and Spain. I'll post a link to this video for y'all to check out. We're only 9 people here on the U-Boop. Interesting. The U.S. House has officially passed a bill. Do you all know what the bill is for? It's banning Congress members from insider trading. Good deal. Spouses and kids are banned from buying stocks. Public notice is required before selling what they already own. But the president and the administration officials are not covered in the ban. Interesting. So the president and the administration officials still can do insider trading. There's a lot of that going on right now. You know, the Russian Wagner mercenaries are running a massive drug empire in Africa. Now, this goes back to, you remember me saying the other day about the Chinese concrete? Remember, I'd done a little video on that and talked about it some. The G59 expressway in the Hebei section of China has collapsed, part of it. Can anybody tell me the reason why it collapsed? Anybody? Come on, Rumble. Come on, you boob. Tell me, can anybody tell me why it collapsed? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Come on, chat. Talk to me, chat. Tell me the reason why it collapsed. Come on, people. You're not going to talk to me. Hello? Can you all hear me? Or am I muted or something? No, I'm here. You all can hear me. Come on. Can anybody tell me the reason why it collapsed? The G59 Expressway in the Hebei province of China. It's the Quanjiang Tunnel. A part of it has collapsed. Can anybody tell me why it collapsed? Ducks, Lisa, Retro, Kim. You remember me talking about the Chinese concrete? I done a little video on it on Rumble a couple days ago. So nobody's going to throw some answers up, anything. Hello. It's missing something. Come on, folks. No, not water. It's definitely bad engineering, Jack. Definitely bad engineering. This is a very vital thing in concrete, especially concrete under stress. My internet. Come on, internet. Don't do this. Oh, my goodness. All right, we're back. Nope. They didn't put no rebar in it. No rebar. No rebar whatsoever. See, China has a bad. Here's a video of it. I'll post you a link. There's a video of it. See, Chinese contractors tend to do this type of stuff and they pocket the money. No rebar was used, not even a single piece, folks. Just amazing. Amazing. White House spokeslady says a reporter asked her, "Why does Saudi Arabia get a civilian nuclear deal, but Iran doesn't get a civilian nuclear deal?" She says the deal that has been discussed this far absolutely puts America first. Trump has added new conditions to the U.S. Saudi nuclear deal, including Saudi Israel normalization. A Saudi source says it was signed, so nothing to renegotiate. Tweets don't overturn a signed agreement, he added. So Trump is trying to add new conditions to the U.S. Saudi nuclear deal after the deal was already signed. Sounds about right. Uh, we've got a Iranian oil tanker that has crossed the U.S. blockade line and entered the Sea of Oman, heading towards the Strait of Hormuz. Folks, if we do not enforce our blockade, what's the point of a blockade on Iran? If we are letting Iranian oil tankers pass through our blockade. Let's see here. I'm going to let my little helper read this off. Let me go to here.
Markets are at all-time highs. They are delusional. We're losing. Approximately 30% of fertilizers. Approximately 20% of LNG. Approximately 10% of oil. Approximately 30% of helium. These aren't isolated commodities. They sit at the core of entire production chains. Petrochemicals to fertilizer to food production. Petrochemicals to sulfur to mining, copper, uranium, nickel. Petrochemicals to plastics to cars, electronics. Petrochemicals to drugs, rubber, textiles. Helium to semiconductors, AI chips. Gas to power generation. Diesel to transportation. So this isn't just an energy problem, it's a full-spectrum supply shock hitting food, industry, tech, transportation and power at the same time. Our world doesn't function without Hormuz supplies. And there is no policy tool that can replace missing physical supply.
There you have it, folks. That's the best breakdown that I've seen in a while. But Trump says we don't need the Strait of Hormuz. Folks, don't listen to that. The Strait of Hormuz is a vital waterway for the entire globe. IRGC, the U.S., we question a ceasefire. The IRGC says we will no longer allow the United States to replenish its oil and ammunition reserves through decisive ceasefires and then continue the war. The European Union has adopted its 21st sanctions package, and I will let my helper here read this off to you.
Breaking. The EU has adopted its 21st sanctions package, another blow to Russia. The new sanctions target 170 entities and 48 individuals. More than 100 banks and cryptocurrency operators. Over 40 vessels from Russia's shadow fleet. Several oil refineries in Russia and Belarus. More than 50 companies in Russia's military-industrial complex, including manufacturers of long-range drones. EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs Kaja Kallas said the new measures are designed to further weaken Russia's economy and war machine. According to her, the Kremlin will only come to the negotiating table when the cost of continuing the war becomes too high.
I don't think the Kremlin's going to come to the negotiating table even when the cost of continuing the war becomes too high. I think that the Kremlin will collapse Russia, and Russia will end up breaking apart into a bunch of small countries. Caroline, the White House press secretary. The Trump administration is setting up the manufacturing industry to thrive more than ever before. Do you all want to know what real statistics is? The manufacturing industry has lost 73,000 jobs since Trump took office. Prime Minister Bibi will hold a security meeting on Friday. Beyond the supply disruptions in Kazakhstan and the Middle East, the United States Gulf Coast is also facing weather-related risk. Tropical storm Bertha would lead to supply outage of approximately 2 million barrels of oil production, with the BP and Chevron already evacuating offshore workers. So here's another 2 million barrels of oil production that is going to be offline for a while. Germany and the UK have now evacuated their embassies from Tehran. They shouldn't have even opened them back up. Iran directly threatens to target UK Seoul, saying any base used to attack Iranian Seoul is a legitimate target. The IRGC says the U.S. turned a B-1 Lancer aircraft flying from Fairford Air Base in England yesterday to strike Iran after its cruise missile reserves launched from ships in the Indian Ocean has been completely depleted. The IRGC accuses the UK of having a historic role in the most involvement in in the recent attacks by the U.S. against Iran and warns it not to further burden its record. Over the last 8 hours, we have seen massive amounts of U.S. Air Force activity flying from the U.S. mainland to Europe and then to the Middle East. I am going to let my helper read this. This is about an all from Kazakhstan.
New. The disruption to Kazakhstan's oil exports following Ukrainian drone attacks on oil tankers near the CPC terminal on Russia's Black Sea coast is beginning to create serious concerns across Europe. Romania appears to be among the hardest hit. The country imports around 60% of its crude oil needs from Kazakhstan, with Kazakh crude accounting for nearly half of all oil processed by Romanian refineries. Authorities are reportedly considering releasing oil from the country's strategic reserves while scrambling to secure alternative supplies from Azerbaijan and the Middle East. Kazakhstan has confirmed it reduced oil production after exports through the Caspian Pipeline Consortium (CPC) were disrupted. According to Reuters, production at the giant Tengiz oil field, the country's largest, has fallen by more than half, from around 925,000 barrels per day to approximately 406,000 barrels per day due to export constraints. The CPC pipeline carries around 2% of global oil supply from Kazakhstan to the Russian Black Sea port of Novorossiysk, making it one of the world's most important crude export routes. If the disruption continues, other major European importers of Kazakh crude could also face pressure. Italy, for example, imports around 5.7 million tons of Kazakh crude annually, accounting for roughly 13–15% of its total crude oil imports, while Greece, France and the Netherlands also rely on supplies from Kazakhstan. Prolonged disruptions could tighten supplies, increase competition for alternative crude, and put further upward pressure on fuel prices across Europe.
There you have it. $4.25 to $4.40 a gallon. It's possible for the national average gas price within national average gas price, with diesel likely going to $5.40 to $6 a gallon in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, Lisa, they put no rebar in it. Let's see here. You got more wild berries, which is the Russian Amazon is on fire after Ukrainian drone strikes. Trump again says today that we don't need the Strait of Hormuz, but if you all was here just a couple of minutes ago and listened to what I said about the Strait of Hormuz, my little helper, the AI helper I've got that reads, you would know that we do need the Strait of Hormuz. Do 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 do. Hey, Lizzie. I got a video here of the major power plant in Kuwait that has been attacked by Iran today. Christy, you need to jump to live. Iran's chief negotiator has put out a meme. The meme says they wanted to punish Iran. They punished themselves instead with triple digit oil. It's a guy on a bicycle and he sticks the stick through the front wheel of a bicycle and causes it to go over. I'll post a link to this. I find this funny. U.S. has evacuated the Al Udeid air base completely now. But it is the biggest air base in the Middle East because of the Iranian strikes against the base. Interesting. An intern has just messed up and revealed to the world how these accounts trade headlines. I'll give you a link to this so you can understand. But these accounts on X that go in and hype up trades. They use these big X accounts to hype up certain stocks to get them to go up, and then they rug pull. And that account right there, Financial Juice, was caught doing that. And that account has 865,000 followers. Let's see here. Florida housing downturns entering a new stage, severe mortgage distress. It now ranks the #1 in the U.S. for foreclosures. And we're starting to see listings like this, where the homeowner is trying to sell for $130,000 less. That's right, $130,000 less than they paid for it in 2022. That's a 40% loss in just 4 years. Amazing. Rick Jackson, a GOP nominee for Georgia governor. This was when Trump was in Georgia yesterday. Rick Jackson says, we're going to reduce affordability to the lowest it's ever been. Them words don't make sense. He's saying reduce affordability. So that would mean make things more expensive. Rubio has came out and said that proposals put forward so far were unacceptable to Ukraine at the time, and I don't think they will be acceptable to them now. In fact, they're probably even less acceptable. If peace does come, it will be thanks to some new ideals and concepts, and we are ready to propose some of them in the appropriate context and format if the opportunity presents itself and the appropriate conditions are created. We are ready to play this role when the time comes. That was said right after the U.S. and Russian officials meet to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. And then Rubio came out and said, yeah, well, if time comes, we're ready to present some new ideals to Ukraine. So they're learning that Russia has no intentions on ending any of this. Hey, folks, we have been live for 2 hours and 25 minutes. We're going to do 5 minutes of Q&A. So I'm going to get up, walk around because I'm hurting very badly. You all post some comments in chat, and I will be back to answer your questions. Come on, folks, ask me some questions. Nobody got anything to ask me? Folks, here is a link to the bonds. They're imploding. We are heading towards a 1970 style stagflation environment. German military will move 2 of their vessels from a Red Sea region to the Mediterranean in the coming days. Okay, let me tell you what that means. Can anybody tell me why Germany will be moving 2 of its vessels from the Red Sea region to the Mediterranean in the coming days? I know a reason why. I know exactly the reason why. Can anybody tell me why? Come on, folks. I hate, absolutely hate, when I ask questions and nobody says anything. Can anybody tell me why? It's not that hard to type. Hello? Hello? I hate when y'all do this to me. Can anybody tell me why Germany is going to move 2 vessels from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it. They're going to help with missile defense in Israel when Israel joins the Iranian attacks. Because they know that Iran will start shooting stuff at Israel again. Trump again says 10 years later that we are going to pass the great healthcare plan. It's called our great healthcare plan. That's the name of it. 10 years of being told Trump has the great healthcare plan, and it's 2 weeks from telling us all about it. Folks, there is no healthcare plan. There never was and never will be. He's been saying this for 10 years. Japan says they're going to take bold action if the yen keeps falling. after the Japanese yen has fell to the weakest level against the US dollar in 30 years. Oh, well, I've been waiting for this one. This is big news here, folks. Russia is preparing for a total mobilization of Ukrainians in the occupied territories. The first military registration and enlistment officers are being deployed in the Zaporizhia region. Now, this is another thing that I have talked about in the past. Russia was planning on taking Ukraine, the entirety of Ukraine. Then they was going to go in and mobilize every man in Ukraine, every single one of them. And then they was going to use them to attack Europe. That was the original plan. And it didn't happen. So that had been kind of put on hold. And now Russia is preparing for a total mobilization of Ukrainians in the occupied territories. We've done got military registration and enlistment officers being deployed in Zaporizhia region. So now the Russians are going to use the Ukrainians against the Ukrainians. Hey, folks, we're going to end the YouTube stream for today. We will be back tomorrow. So, YouTube people, come over here to Rumble. Here is a link. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to get moved over to Rumble. All right, YouTube peeps, that Rumble link that I just posted, click on it, go to Rumble. We're moving over there. I've got some video to show you. YouTube stream is ending. See you. Bye.